It's DocTalk. Here we are, frankly, getting to the middle of February. And remember, in February, it doesn't take very long to get to the middle of the month. So we're going to talk about something else, but very honestly, there's nothing to talk about now except cold weather, winter conditions, and the flu, because we have just rocketed into that territory in the last week. So we had a cold weather snap that went through much of the country, and it's returning with a vengeance this week, with the atmospheric river coming into California, and then just spawning storms that are moving across the country. Little variety in the belt that they're taking across the country, but it's affecting most people above, say, the South Metro line, which is Dallas, Atlanta, Charlotte, etc. So all of those people are likely to get a little bit of wintry precipitation. We're at the point now where your body's acclimated to cold weather. Your skin in the northern climes is probably very dry. It is still dangerous to be out shoveling heavy, wet snow for those of you who have a risk for that. Your body does not acclimate to that kind of heavy work. And it's a heavy, wet snow in a number of places, and then it's going to turn to ice as it cools down very significantly. So please be careful driving, working, playing outside if you have a chance to play in the snow, walking the dog, taking out the garbage after dark. All dangerous activities when we have snow that turns into ice. I was on a skating rink in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. It was dreadful glare ice, and it is so very hazardous. And for people who have a risk for falls, this is clearly the time of the year to stay inside, and stay inside in particular during the dark hours. So playing your activity, walking the dog, taking out the garbage, doing your errands during the lighted times of the day. All right, next message. We had a pretty slow start to the flu season this year. We've talked through this. We had flu A. It was the H3N2 variety, which we had the vaccination for. Many of you got vaccinated September, October, November. And then H3N2 went up a little bit. Flu B was really not coming up very much. And it looked like we were going to sag down about halfway through the month of January. And then all of a sudden, we've had this rapid uptake. And we are now at levels of flu, which we have not seen since 2009. And the same little culprit virus, which is the H1N1, is what's causing this rapid ascent and a lot of people to be very sick. So that has started in the cooler belts, and it's moving down to Florida. My family and friends in Ohio are getting clobbered right now. A lot of them have been sick. And right now in Florida, we're dealing with a lot of people who are just entering into that. Hospitals, emergency departments, urgent care centers are full. There have been record numbers of flu cases coming through. There has been record dispensing of antiviral drugs, including Tamiflu, that have been occurring. Just so I can cover it quickly, for those of you with little kids, RSV is on its way down pretty significantly. We're past the peak of RSV. It appears we're past the peak of norovirus, and we're just kind of dribbling along with the COVID cases. But the real news and the real prevention is in the H1N1 variety of influenza A, which is causing people to be sick beyond respiratory illnesses, just so you're aware. This includes headaches, fevers, sore throats, vomiting, and diarrhea. Those are some of the symptoms that have been going on with the H1N1. Those of you who were vaccinated early are probably not protected anymore. Those of you who were never vaccinated, it is still a good time to get a vaccination. Although remember, after you get a vaccine, it takes about 2 weeks for your immune system to be fully protected from the elements that are in the vaccine this year. Your best friend right now, if you're doing anything in public, is an N95 mask for you. And it will protect you when properly used from inhaling the H1N1 bug. You get it by inhaling it, and by others coughing, sneezing, otherwise dispensing particles around you. And you have to be careful of that. Protection is an N95 mask. They're available now, and you can get them at most of the pharmacies and other usual places. Wear your mask, keep your hands clean, stay out of public areas and off of public transportation if you're at risk. For those of you who had an immunization early in the year, particularly if you have any immune compromise at all, or if you're older like I am, you can get 2 of the same vaccinations in the same year of the same type. It doesn't have untoward effects from doing that, and it gives you another boost in protection as we get through the end of the year. What our public health officials are worried about is how much H1N1 we have and how sick people are getting with it and ending up in the emergency departments and in some cases being admitted. H1N1 really influenced the population in 2009. And unfortunately, the history of H1N1 in 2009 was we had a late winter into spring blip, and then it was down a little bit, but still present during the summer months. And then it took off like a rocket in the fall months. We hope that that will not happen this year, but we will have to plan for it if it looks like it's going to occur. But many, probably tens of millions of Americans are getting ill with this current strain of H1N1, which is the same strain as it was in 2009. And hopefully we have some protection. I would know because I was very, very sick, frankly, almost deathly ill with H1N1 in 2009, and ended up with me relocating to Florida, very honestly. And I hope that my immune system remembers that awful episode and that I carry some protection. I boosted with a vaccine in the fall, and I'm considering getting vaccinated again, just so I can be honest. Second piece is your doctor may recommend Tamiflu. Tamiflu is our usual antiviral agent for influenza. It's a 5-day course. It's a pretty safe drug. It's been making people feel better once they get it. In the meantime, it's anti-temperature medicine. So that's typically acetaminophen. You can use ibuprofen. Stay at home. Plenty of fluids. If you get the GI symptoms, be easy on your stomach. Starchy, easy foods along with plenty of fluids. Don't expose other people. Stay in your own bathroom. Stay towards your own kitchen or have somebody deliver food to you, and stay healthy that way, avoiding giving it to others. As we go through the coming weeks, we'll talk more about what are the potentials for this into the summer or fall. I hope we'll find that that will be negative. We are halfway through February. We're going to get to the end in about 6 weeks. Punxsutawney Phil and others thought that we were going to continue to have winter, and we are. But spring will get here. And this spring, we've already had our run of GI illnesses. We've had a run of COVID. We've had a run of RSV. So hopefully we'll be moving into a summertime where you can plan to be outside, engaged in a lot of activities and having a great time. Let's get through this last bolus of winter storms and weather in the north and this influenza outbreak, get into the spring months where we'll enjoy it. Thanks all. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Talk to you next time on Doc Talk. Thanks.